complex.
Hey, hey, everybody. Alright, fresh boot. We're gonna try this again now, shall we? I figured out what the problem was. There was an audio setting where it said to stretch the audio for some reason. Not a great plan. So I know I'm starting kind of late, but there we go. Now it's definitely doing something. Sort of play sound effects just fine, but like cutscene audio and stuff like that, it just
Resident Evil Survivor.
In 1998, a disaster struck the quiet Midwestern residents of Raccoon City. An uncontrollable outbreak of the Umbrella-created T-virus transformed the city into an inescapable death trap. To stop the outbreak from spreading, Umbrella Incorporated was forced to wipe out the entire city. However, this was not the only location where an outbreak occurred.
You're not going to get away.
And we're back to the glorious, glorious voice acting. I love it. Good lord, that looks pixelated as hell. My only hope is this gun sounds like grunge lyrics.
Where am I? Oh! I don't remember anything. Who am I?
Look, buddy, as long as you remember how to wipe your ass, that's really the only thing that matters. Interesting. If I touch the right joystick, it actually goes into the menu. That's really weird. For a second there, I was playing it like I was playing a normal console FPS.
You look familiar, but... but I just can't remember.
When I grow up, I'm gonna have so much amnesia.
Though I can't remember anything, I know that this was no way for anyone to die. What?
Yep, I'm gonna go a different path than I did before. I think that a lot of that some of the path of the game really affects different stuff. Come on. I'm not that good with joystick tracking, admittedly. This joystick's also super sensitive. Well, he's not even coming towards me. He just said, "Forget y'all." I mean, I can't really blame him. I wouldn't want to mess with me either. Yo, you gonna take my order, buddy? Come on. Oh, there we go. Let's read this restaurant manager's file. Let's see what it says. I heard an unbelievable story. A small town in America, Raccoon City, was destroyed last week. They said that all the residents turned into zombies, and the city is now completely deserted. Oh, I mean, it's certainly deserted. Umbrella Incorporated is rumored to be behind the incident, but I don't know the details. Although the incident occurred far from here, across the sea, I don't know why I'm doing it with a British accent, I can't help but feel anxiety. If Umbrella is truly behind it, I hope that this city will be okay. Oh, no way, Jose. I heard another interesting story. This one is about William Birkin, who supposedly destroyed Raccoon City. The long and short of it, he was the creator of the virus called T or G or whatever. He tried to use the virus for his own purposes. Unbelievable as it may seem, he injected the virus into his own body and turned into a monster. Also, the virus leaked into the sewer, and it is rumored that the rats spread the virus around the entire city. What should I do? One of the Umbrella workers who came here for lunch mentioned that the T-virus is on the island. He said that there's no possibility that an accident could occur here in this city, but I'm not so sure. You need to get out while you still can, buddy. I decided to work for Umbrella because of the money. But now I've grown tired of opening my restaurant for only Umbrella workers. There's nothing new or interesting left for me in this town. I guess it's time to get out of here before it's too late. I hope he did, because let's be honest. A bad situation to be in. Ice machine. Yeah, so again, I don't know the details of how go to alternate paths, all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about playing through this game. At this point, it's definitely not the first time I've played it, but zombie? Nothing? Let's see. Ooh, herb. Nice. I literally just watched rewatched the Columbo episode about the wine. It's got Donald Pleasance playing a guy who runs a winery, commits murder. Super fantastic episode. That's what they should have got. They should have got Columbo on this. He would have taken care of this whole thing. Ah, get this guy. Let me just run over here. Turn around. Ugh. I keep wanting to just stay there and shoot them. Even though it's not really a great idea to do that. You should really move around. Ooh. Oh, manager's key. Nice, nice. Frozen meat. Ah. So yeah, if you just run into stuff, he'll act as if you press the action key, which is fine. I think actually the minor little bit of I played of this game, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. People make it out to be like this horrible game, and while the voice acting is absolutely terrible and the graphics are, I feel like they're inferior to Resident Evil 3. That being said, I think that maybe I think that may be a compromise based on... There's no need. Uh-oh. Oh, and maybe because I chose, like... I think if you choose certain paths, maybe, it doesn't let you go back. I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking, is that maybe if you once you choose a way to go, that's what you do, that's where you go. You can't take multiple paths and stuff, you know. That's closer to an on-rails shooter. Just with more freedom. Come on. Come on, reload. I don't know if shooting him in the head helps. Item, handgun A, combine. Okay, so you can reload that way. Okay, cool. That's useful to know. I think that the lowered graphics may be because of the compromise to make this game first person. I'm assuming that anyway. And yeah, the voice acting is bad. But at the same time, Resident Evil has often had bad voice acting. Please pay with your ID card. Nice. So far, it isn't actually that bad. But then again, I'm only partially through the game. Maybe it sucks horribly. Oh, this is with the phone. Okay. Yeah, let me just run. Where are they? Yeah, keep doing that. Come on. Where's cursor? Oh. Okie dokie. No, not the phone hang up. So yeah, apparently I could go through the church or the restaurant. So now that I know that those are two different paths. So that's the question, is it possible to go all the way back? But I'm assuming it's not at this point. Because again, I think that's kind of how it's set up. Like, it's kind of like an on-rail shooter. Where, you know, you go, and then that's it, you know. Yep, okay. So it's the kind of thing that does reward replayability, at least. Where you replay it, try different paths, see what you think. But maybe the paths aren't really all that different. Was there some shiny over there? Okay. Burera. So I think now from here I can go one way, or I think I can also then go into the theater. But I think I need a key to go in here. Yep. So I definitely got to fight these lickers. Because then he says I got to find a different way around. Yep. Run. Come on. Oh shit, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh. Oof. Item. Need that herb, buddy. I just gotta run. At least there's an herb right there. Ugh, good lord. That was a nightmare. I'll just stay in caution for a minute. Okay, my stream's at a solid rate.
Vincent.
Who is this? Vincent? Who's that? Wait. Am I Vincent?
Vincent, you are a murderer. A murderer.
A murderer? What are you talking about? Answer me. Who did I kill?
Horrendous. Just absolutely nightmarish. Not in a good way. So there's a bunch of different ways I can go. The library. Oops. I'm gonna go in here.
Remember your mission. We're doing a clean sweep of the area. Everyone and everything must be cleansed. Now move out!
I don't like the sound of that. Oh, hell yeah, an arcade. Why do they sound like that? Yeah, why do they sound like that? Are they just dudes? Oh man, these arcade machines. Oh, let me get some coins. I want to play. Holy crap. Come on. I'm assuming I have to go out that door, but I'm going to go in here first. Because I either have a key or something, or there's something in here. This game is tricky from time to time.
What? What the?
Well, there we go.
Die, Vincent! Die!
So maybe it would have been different if I tried to go to the library. Thinking maybe that wasn't possible, I don't know. I do like how on the phone the guy just is like, oh hey, you're he just starts calling you Vincent, and I'm like, I must be Vincent. Just no prompting, you know. Of course, this kind of leads credence to it, where he calls him Vincent, but then again, I mean, I don't have any ID on me or anything. It's like, okay. Oh. Yeah, let me use that green herb. God, I'm probably gonna die here. At least they were easy to kill, I guess. Jeez. I'm getting my ass kicked, though, this time. Haha, manhole opener. I mean... manhole opener, come on. It's about 1.5 million jokes I can make with that. Yeah, gotta be prepared to start shooting immediately. This game loves throwing enemies at you just immediately as soon as you step in a room. I think it's kind of the one problem I will say this game has is that they just love just throwing enemies at you, not giving you a chance to really do much. Like, and that's kind of the thing, is I know the original Resident Evil games, they wouldn't necessarily not do that, but they do like to let it build up a little bit. Ooh, handgun C. Nice. What's the difference? Let's find out, shall we? Check. Let's see what it says here. Glock 17. This is a small, lightweight gun, which is made from plastic and is famous for its stability. I think that's probably a mistranslation. They probably meant reliability. Which, I mean, again, when you get translating from Japanese, sometimes you get weird stuff where stability and reliability might use the same word, so. This gun is famous for its excellent precision, thanks to its rotating barrel blowback action. Okay. I guess I'll equip it. I hope it's more powerful. Then again, against these cougar guys, or whatever you want to call them, one hits the trick. Excuse me. Cougar. I believe that's going to be based off of Beretta. Wait, what'd he say? No need to go back. Okay. So what am I missing? I still don't think about a game like this. There's definitely one thing that will slow me down a little bit on a game like this, is I don't have enough... Oh, there's the manhole. It's right in front of me. Doi. So while it's not necessarily linear, it's not really complex to know what to do next, so far at least. The game just kind of like, yeah, you just keep going forward and then you're there. Another split path, huh? No one is admitted to this room without a permit. And as a spooky eye, I'm just gonna go in. Why not? It says keep out. Might as well go in. Ooh, it's a Nice room of crazy. Fantastic. I love it. Ooh, yeah, janitor Andy. Sewer caretaker. Oh, this is gonna be good. I've never seen him, but I heard that one called Vincent has become the city's supreme commander. Officially, he is an elite sent by Umbrella headquarters. In truth, he is such a fiend that he would not hesitate to kill his friend if it would promote him. Well, since I live here in this dark sewer, it doesn't mean anything to me. I heard a disgusting rumor. This new commander, Vincent, orders the facility personnel to do savage experiments every day on kids brought in from all over the world. I don't know why he's like half British and half not, but whatever. I don't even know why those kids were brought to the city, but it sure is disturbing. Well, I don't want to get involved so long as it doesn't affect me. Whew. I seen some terrible accident happened above ground last night. I don't know any more details, but I heard that Commander Vincent has done something cruel. Today, at last, Commander Vincent came down here for an inspection. He made small talk, but I could see nothing but cruelty in him. When I took a picture of him as a souvenir, he became very angry. He is such a jerk! What a really basic way to describe it. He murders children.
A picture.
Like I was still not sure it's him.
No, this is me. I am Vincent. It was all my fault. Who are you?
Wait. Please don't kill me. I didn't know anything about you then.
Stop.
Alright, bro. I mean, he's really quick to believe it's him. Like, regardless. Like... I mean, I know it's a picture, but the only thing about that is, like, there's pictures all over the freaking walls. So to be like, oh, hey, it's me, you know. I was wondering if it would let me go back, and it did. So, okay. I should follow that kid. I'm thinking I should follow that kid. Again, this is the plot thread I've decided to go on, so I'm going to stick with it. Yeah, something I didn't necessarily want to do research on is to look up ahead, because I want to go into it fresh and make terrible, terrible decisions. I keep accidentally hitting the right joystick. Oh god. How about I just go up the stairs? Yeah, why would I fight them when I can just do that? One thing I will say is that they do give you a lot of room in between getting attacked by the monsters and not. Can I go through here? No? Okay. Well, let's keep going. And I also don't know how long this game is. I don't know if it's very long or if it's short as hell. Run! Okay, first aid spray. Run! Imprisonment area. Come on. I'm assuming this is another, like, split they want me to do. I could do either one. The prison or the office. Nope. Guess not. That's the thing I think it is like, whenever they give you freedom, it's really you're just splitting the path. Get off me. Yeah, this game just has a bad tendency to do that. They like to throw you into a room where you immediately have to start dodging zombies. With like, you know, etc., etc. So I will say that's a little bullshitty. It's not a good look. I mean, I guess maybe they thought it would be too easy. If you like get into a room and then you have time to dodge and you can just shoot them. What is that a picture of? Weird. Yo, can't take this hat? Alright, let's see what this is. Prison Chief's Diary. Oh, this is gonna be good. Today we received a reply to our report about the incident where 20 guinea pigs committed suicide the other day. If the headquarters does not seem to have any suspicions, and they say they plan to gather replacement guinea pigs soon. Well, I mean, you just go down to PetSmart and get a whole bunch of them. It's too late, but now I'm starting to regret that I sent a fake report of a mass suicide incident when it was actually a mass escape. However, as long as I stay in this city, it means death to me if I dare to oppose Commander Vincent. I'll never forget the cruel smile of Vincent when he was shooting at the boys who tried to escape from the prison on that night. It looked as if he were killing a bunch of insects. Commander Vincent is indeed a very cold-blooded person, just as he is rumored to be. He is a true murderer. I am in a position where I am supposed to report the truth to headquarters, but I'm so afraid of Commander Vincent, I don't know what to do. Yikers. Sounds like this Vincent is a nasty fellow. But what I do like is how it's everyone, like, they don't like it, but they're not like, they don't seem like that. Come on. Ooh. Is that lag? The good thing is that there's at least infinite ammo. For pistols, anyway. So I can feel free to just unload on them. Without feeling like I'm wasting ammo. But then again, it's not like you revisit areas. I'm not sure if this game has different endings either. I know it's got different paths, just not different endings. At least this time they didn't do the thing. What? Oh, there he is. I was about to say, at least they didn't do the thing this time where there's a freaking enemy directly next to me. They love doing that, apparently. It's like, really, game? It's like, apparently the first rule is, as soon as you enter a room, to just start running around wildly. Anything in here? Okay. So, I've got three different ways I can go. So I'm just gonna go to the first door I came across. And that's the door I came in. I am an alcoholic. Yeah, that's where I got confused. It oriented me weird. So I'm not gonna go through that door. I'm gonna go through this one. Because I think I'll have something more interesting happen if I go in here. See, it did it again. game's got massive slowdown. Okay, they're all dead. So, he was murdered. He was murderized. Young man's diary. Oh, buddy. Prisoned boys. 16 days have passed since I was abducted on a street in Congo by the men in black. I was brought here. I didn't understand what was happening at first, but I gradually became aware of the truth of this city. We seem to be confined here to serve as guinea pigs for a medical company called Umbrella Incorporated. All the residents of the city work for Umbrella, even the women and children are family members of employees. The guinea pigs seem to be gathered from all over the world. The guy in the next room is from China, the one in front of my cell is from Brazil, the rest are Russian, Japanese. It's like a world trade show. It's strange that they are all around my age. The youngest is 16 and the oldest is 19 or 20. Those guys from Umbrella sometimes take us to an arcade or to a nightclub so we can enjoy ourselves and relieve our stress. But I won't let them deceive me. I will escape from this place no matter what it takes. I must. Anyway, the most important thing to do now is organize and gather our comrades for what lies ahead. September 10th. Recently, the others have been behaving strangely. Seems that they put some kind of weird drug into our meals. I sometimes lose consciousness too. I have to be careful. I can't believe it. Another friend of mine, Chin, from the next room was taken to the factory on the mountain. I don't think Chin's coming back. He will meet the same fate as Anna or Jacob, who disappeared last week. I know what happens to those who are taken to the factory on the mountain. When they took me to a nightclub yesterday, I overheard a conversation some factory workers were having. Under orders from Vincent, the commander of the city, they cut open our brains and extract some kind of material, whatever they call it. All I can say is that Vincent is the devil. No, not just Vincent. Even the women and children in the city don't treat us as human beings, but as guinea pigs. All the people in the city are evil. I will surely be killed if I stay here any longer. We have to hurry and execute our escape plan. Our time has come. I have noticed the Umbrella people have been visibly disturbed for about a week or so. Rumor has it there was a terrible accident at the Umbrella laboratory somewhere in America. All the prison guards seem to be very busy gathering information on the accident, so security isn't as tight. We've organized our comrades already. Stojkovic and Enriquez are supposed to steal the keys from the guards. Sakon and I will act as decoys. Yoshikawa and Felipe are in charge of gathering weapons. We have decided on our escape route. The plan will be carried out at 11 p.m. tonight. We have 20 members separated into units, Unit A and Unit B. Unit A will go in the sewer through the ventilation slot of the confinement room, while B will use a rope to climb down from the surveillance tower. We will use the rope they use to tie us. If we fail, Vincent will surely kill us, but if we stay here, Vincent will order them to cut our brains eventually. We're dead either way, but I'd rather die trying to escape. Neato. So I guess that gives me a clue. I'm gonna use my ammo up so I can reload instead of using the menu. I gotta turn down my headphones. That's up. So I might as well go here. Just keep going forward. I guess I'll go here. So I guess... Was there a map in the menu? Alright, spooky door. Hey, there is. Oh, cool. So I actually can see where I've been going. Neato. Come on. Yeah, I'm not wasting my shotgun shells on these guys. Is there a way to change weapons? I don't think there is. I think you have to change the menu. I only got hit once, so it's not that bad. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I should have been checking the map, to be honest. Making sure I don't miss anything, but... I don't feel like this is the type of game where missing anything is easy. Other than the different paths, of course. No! No! No, stay away. God damn it. Can you stop? Alright, that was stupid. Okay. Alright. So, I'm assuming I definitely need to go to the second floor of the prison, huh? To get something to go to the next section. So I might actually have to use this shotgun, huh? Again, it does seem like the enemies do a whole lot of damage. I just run. Come on. I'd rather save my limited shotgun shells. Especially if I don't come back this way. So I guess this is here, yep, where I used the rope down the surveillance tower, like you said. Guess the implication is I could also go back down in the sewer and go that way. Oh god. Come on, can I run past him? I can. Is there a reason to try to use the handgun? Like, does he give any health or anything? I doubt it, but... Run! Ah, he hit me. Okay, come on. I haven't seen any place to save in this game. So does it, like, do checkpoints or what? Oh, he does drop stuff. Shotgun bullets. I wish it was something else. I'm sure it's healing, actually, because... Oh, okay. That's the biggest problem. I say this game's slow as hell. Nothing but trash. Don't want to go there yet. Let me check my map. See what options I have now. Let's go in the door. Let's see what's up. Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. What do I do? How can I get around this crap? Oh. No, no, no. Not dealing with that. Jesus. Not in that tight area. Should probably pick the easy, I guess, for the first time I'm playing this game. Like, what am I doing? Challenging myself? Why? Oh, hell yeah. Can I play the drum set? Does he remember how to lay down a beat? Let's check my options here. I guess I'll go upstairs. Heaven's Night? Really? A Silent Hill reference. That is... Yeah. Can't believe they'd have a Silent Hill reference in a Resident Evil game. That is wait a second. Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2, I don't think it came out yet. Holy crap. It hadn't come out yet. No! They're trying to pull the Nemesis thing and having him pop up and all that. But he's not that... Honestly, Mr. X isn't as scary as the Nemesis is. You can call me a blasphemer all you want, but he just really isn't. When he like starts going crazy fast, that's pretty cool, admittedly, but... Oh no, he hit me. Oh god. So the only thing I can assume is this thing's got autosave, which would be weird for a game of this era. I just haven't encountered a save point yet. Can't believe this club is called Heaven's Night because it's... Yeah, because I had to double check it, but I'm like, yes, Silent Hill 2 definitely came out in the PlayStation 2. I just didn't remember what year, but I knew it had to be after this. What is it? Shotgun bullets? Heaven's Night. What a crazy, crazy bit that I did not realize. I used to have the herb. Keycard? Let's hope I didn't forget anything. Also, I have new mic settings where I put in the filter,
Umbrella.
the noise suppression.
So this is where the city is controlled from.
He's having an aneurysm there.
Oh! What's happening to me?
Fuck if I know, dude. See, look, and then there's a manhole right there. So, I'm assuming that depending on what you do, you might come out from there or not. Oh, this game's got red herbs too. Damn it. So yeah, from the way it looks like a lot of the paths lead the same way. It's just you encounter different things. Let me hide that. Let me try to hide it even better. In fact, give me just a second. Because speaking of ostrich beer, I'm going to grab me another one. Yeah. Oh, hello. Nada fine. Yeah. I'll give me just 1 second and then I'll give you an interesting piece of trivia about that. All right. So, some of what I learned about the development of the original Resident Evil game was that they actually considered making it first person for a while, but ultimately decided that wouldn't work very well. So as you can see with this game, they kept wanting to try to do it. And so that's where they made this game in 2000. In Japan it's called Resident Evil Gun Survivor, here it's just called Survivor. because in Japan it came with a gun peripheral. Here, you have to use the joysticks, which actually is not that great. It's one of the things that got heavily criticized. That is you know, it's not. It'd be a lot more fun if you had a gun peripheral. Oh God. But at the time in America, there was a lot of we had to deal with a lot of stuff because Columbine had like just happened. So there was a lot of concern about the content of video games. So they decided that having something, you know, that was when video games were still considered for children. So they were like, "Oh no, you can't. We can't have a gun peripheral for a children's toy or whatever they want to call it, even though it not isn't." What's interesting is that when they made a see, messing with them hunters made my brain shut down. When they released a port of Resident Evil for the DS called Resident Evil Deadly Silence, you know, Deadly Silence DS, it actually has an option to play the game in first person. So it's something they kept trying to like fiddle with, and that's where in Resident Evil 7 and 8, both of those are in first person. So it's something they've been wanting to do for quite a long time, as you can see. I'll just keep the shotgun just so I can get rid of these damn zombies quicker. See, they keep doing that. They keep dropping me in rooms with zombies just immediately. Like, dang it, I keep doing that too. So yeah, they were definitely into trying to make the game first person. They just kept trying it and trying it. Which is something that I think people, even now, some people have criticized 7 and 8 for being in first person. Which that's actually part of why I started to do this thing where I'm playing through all the games, including games I haven't played like this, is because I want to play 7 and 8, but I also want to play the remakes of 2 and 3. Because 3 is my favorite of the classics. And so it's like, hey, you know, if I'm going to play the remakes, if I'm going to play 7 and 8, let's play them all, you know. Let's see. I'm going to combine some herbs. And I love it, though. This game's actually okay. It's okay. It's not amazing. Let me check the map. Because it also has this weird tendency to drop you in a room in a slightly different spot than the door. So you get a little confused and disoriented. So that looks like an elevator. Oh, I guess I can't go there, huh? Oh, yeah. It's like, I love VR horror games. I haven't played one in a while. In fact, when I first decided to build my own PC, I did it because I wanted to get into VR horror. Then I got a Lenovo Explorer, and that thing was a huge piece of crap. It broke very quickly. Oh no. I love it. I love that kind of thing. VR horror is amazing. Because it's just like, yes, I would like to crap myself, sir. Thank you. I love it. Like, one of the reasons why, of course, I'm super disappointed about PT is because they were like, yeah, we're not gonna make Silent Hills or whatever they were gonna call it. And I'm like, really? Guys, you have a demo that is absolutely perfect. Like, and you guys are just gonna tell everybody to kiss your ass? Come on. Konami, what are you doing? Of course, now they've realized their mistake and they're remaking 2 at least, but I don't know. I'm reserving judgment. Some people have criticized the company that makes it, but I'm reserving judgment. Because I think there's something weird about the company that makes it, or they do something
Hello?
weird with games.
Can you
I
hear
don't know.
me? Who are you? What are you doing? Answer me!
The biggest thing is if they are going to remake 2, that they do it, that they keep some of the subtle elements of it. You know, if they put it like too overly in your face with some of the aspects, especially of characters like Angela, it's going to be cringe, and I will hate it. I think there's a boss battle here in this room, I think. I don't know practically anything about this game, and I didn't really do much research other than playing it a little. Oh yeah. To be honest, Silent Hill 1, it's what got me, you know, into the Silent Hill series, because I played it years ago. During the era of Blockbuster, there was also a competitor called Hollywood Video. I played the first Silent Hill game. I didn't beat the game. I got like 80% of the way through it, and I had to stop. I was like, no, the game scared the shit out of me. I didn't play it for like another 3 or 4 years. I was like, no, this game's too much. I love it. It's amazing. I love to have this crap scared out of me. That's why I'm like, no, don't just use jump scares. You gotta really scare me. So let's see. Last night, a group of guinea pigs confined in the prison. What the hell was that? Oh, whatever. Anyway. Took weapons and caused a riot. The guinea pigs who were responsible for the incident were all shot to death by myself. But it will cause a lot of trouble if Umbrella Headquarters becomes aware of this. The translation in this game is a little wonky, admittedly. I think it's probably more like of a direct translation. So, it's definitely not as clean as other games. This could spoil my plan of returning to headquarters and collecting my reward for my great achievements here in the city. I ordered the prison chief to report the incident as a mass suicide, but I will also have to order the others who are involved not to talk about it. The people in the city who have been opposing me are now trying to gather information, intending to report to headquarters what I did. Yesterday, that little boy, Lot, told me that a spy sneaked into the city. Snuck? It's probably, yeah. I guess that spy may have something here to do with the rebellion happening here. I'll let him for now, and see who he works for, and why he is here. Then I'll kill him. It's a sad story that the only person that I can trust in this whole city is that little kid Lot. People of the city seem to be preparing to hand the prosecution report to the headquarters people who are delivering the new guinea pigs next week. They say that they have evidence of my doings. I can never allow them to reveal that. Those civilians will regret what they are doing. I'll teach them what happens to those who oppose me. I like the idea that... Oops. What was that? I like the idea that he's writing in his diary and he's actually doing the 2 exclamation points. I like that. That he's like dramatic like that. Now they know who holds the power. I've spread the T-virus all over the city. Of course it was done so that it looks like an accident. The city should be completely contaminated. Now I can go back to Umbrella Headquarters and get promoted for my great achievements at the factory. I don't think they're going to promote you, dog. No one can oppose me now. Wait, there's one person that I have to take care of. It's that spy. Yeah, I have to eliminate the rat who sneaked into my city. I just love how this guy was so quick to believe that he indeed is this Vincent guy. He's just like, oh no, I have to be Vincent. Which, you know, spoiler alert, he's not. Oh god. Ah, he hit me with his body. Wait, I have a mixed herb I can use. Can I go around this chair? Thank God. Yep. Again, that's one thing I'd be surprised if you're gonna like, you know, if you're gonna like remake Silent Hill, right? Why not start with the first one, of course? Because the first one you were still trying to find your footing on making games, things like that, you know. Oh yeah, it's... Ugh. I just wish they... I would have not... It would have been nice if they started with the first one. Because, again, I'm not going to say 2 is perfect. Now, there are a lot of people out there that would kill me for saying 2 isn't perfect. But it's not perfect. Of course, there's a lot of great games that aren't perfect, you know. But they definitely. Oh yeah, there's that. What is it? Cordyceps. Cordyceps, I think it is. It's a type of fungus that actually takes control of the brains of insects and things like that. Whether or not it have people devolve into like like cannibalistic zombies. Probably not cannibalistic. And they would still have to be able to breathe, because for the muscles to move, your body has to produce what's called ADP. What is it? What the hell does it mean? I can't remember exactly what it means, but it's like ADP basically. It allows your muscles to contract and expand. And for your body to produce that, it has to be able to breathe. Which is why when you exercise a lot, you start breathing heavier and things like that, and your heart rate increases, stuff like that. Oh god, get off me. So they'd be a lot weaker than movie zombies, that's for sure. Because the thing about a human is that while it might be somewhat slower than shooting someone in the head, if you shoot someone in the lungs, they will eventually die, and so because that's part of what your heart's for, is your heart pumps blood to oxygenate your body. You need oxygen. So your lungs are as vital as your heart is. It's just, typically if your heart gets destroyed, your body goes into shock and you die very quickly. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Like, I definitely think that there is that amoeba. Like, here's one thing, is, some people will actually use what they call neti pots to clean out their sinuses. You always want to do that with fresh sealed saline. Or some type of purified water. You never, ever, 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 ever want to use tap water. Because it's very possible that your tap water could be contaminated with an amoeba that will straight up cause brain damage and kill you. It has like a 99% fatality rate.
It's me, your mother.
My mother?
Acting.
Vincent, please, listen to your mother. I want you to leave Umbrella. I want you to stop performing those terrible crimes and just come back home.
I can't believe that he'd have a mom that's just like that. She's like, yeah, you mass murdered people, but I'll just come home.
Stop it! Let me go!
Shh! Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. What is the tape you're listening to?
I don't know. I was only listening to it because I'm so bored. My brother told me to wait here. Oh, let me go!
Your
Oh, yeah.
brother?
It's not super common.
Lily, run, go!
It's not a super common problem, but it can happen. So it's best not to risk it, because if you do get it,
Put that down.
it's
I won't harm
a
you.
huge.
Promise.
There's nothing they can do basically. It's something that's found in in water sources. So it's best just to err on the side of caution with that, because your nasal passages have easy access to your brain.
I know you think that I'm a murderer, but you're wrong. I would never do anything like that.
So diseases and viruses or conditions that can cause severe brain damage, is not an uncommon thing. And especially like for any virus to become an issue where it can become a pandemic, it both has to be easily spread, but also have a mortality rate that's low enough that it can spread. Like, that's the problem with some diseases, is that they have such an extremely high mortality rate that they don't spread because people die before they can spread it. That's part of what made COVID so bad, is it was super easy to spread, and especially a lot of diseases like that, you will start to be, once you get infected with it, you'll typically be asymptomatic at first. So you'll be able to spread it before you start showing symptoms, so it's harder to prepare for it. Of course, typically, most people who, of course, you know, the problem with asymptomatic is that asymptomatic and not having it are exactly the same, right? Because your body hasn't. And again, some people got it and were completely asymptomatic because their body fought it off. Oh yeah, they're pretty good for dealing with sinuses. I've tried to use them before. I found that actually Sudafed works really well. It's just in America, I don't know what country you may be from, but in America, because of methamphetamines, they use pseudoephedrine. They use the ephedrine that comes in pseudoephedrine to help make meth, and so the freaking government has put restrictions on it. Granted, it's not a problem unless you buy like a lot in a short period of time, and no one's sinuses is that bad. But, you know, it's annoying because you still got to show your ID and all that stuff to buy it. But I have used neti pots and they work all right. But definitely make sure you use clean, like purified water when you do it. Because I think typically they'll come with like saline solution that you mix with it or something like that. Just, you know, whatever water you use, just make sure it's purified, just to be safe. Again, it's not likely to happen, but you want to err on the side of caution always with something like that. You know. Again, like I said, it's one of those like it's like one of those 1 in a million things, because I think the number of people that have died from it is definitely in the single digits. I think more people die from like, you're significantly more likely to die from a car accident than that. But regardless, I mean, safe is safe, right? Look, just because planes aren't likely to crash doesn't mean pilots need to be drinking while they fly. So see, we can no longer tolerate what Commander Vincent has been doing. To deprive him of his position, we must obtain conclusive evidence of his evil doings and report it to headquarters. We realized that he is very intelligent and cautious. As a last resort, though it was very dangerous for us, was to wiretap his phone conversations. Finally, we obtained evidence that was potent enough to deprive him of his position. This tape contains his conversations on the prison breaking incident last month. It proves that he shot these young people all by himself, and that he tried to hide the truth. Furthermore, this tape reveals that before coming to the city, Vincent had killed his colleague only for the purpose of his own promotion. If we could hand this tape to the corporate people coming to the city next week, he will lose his position for sure. Then the city will be peaceful once again. Oh, thank you. I do a lot of reading, to be honest. I always say that, you know, when engaging in any new health practices, of course talk with a doctor, because they're the ones that went to school for it. I just do a lot of reading, to be honest. But I would say always talk to a doctor, but always be willing to get a second opinion too, because doctors are humans and they can make mistakes. And of course that's where the concept of a second opinion came from. You can talk to one person and they give one opinion, another person says, you know what, I've got a good idea. Let's try this instead. And sometimes it works out better. Because I've had like GI issues before, for example, and finally someone said, hey, you know what, don't take this stuff, don't take that stuff. Drink black coffee to help increase like motility, which is what they call like the movement of the bowels and stuff. And I did that, and that worked a lot better. And then on my own, I started doing more like physical stuff, because I sit down a lot for my job. And doing more physical stuff like decompressing the spine, stuff like that, actually cleared it up way better than anything else. And again, I'm not saying that they were wrong in this instance, but I think there's some issues where doctors will have more of a tendency to suggest medication over lifestyle changes, because lifestyle changes are significantly more difficult to get people to do than take medication. It's a lot easier to be like, hey, just take this pill 2 times every day than to say, hey, you now have to change the way you live your life to help this problem. You know, it's kind of how people are. You know, people can be difficult to get to change issues, and you know, admittedly with our generally high quality, albeit expensive, that high quality healthcare, we still, you know, have somewhat limited resources. We don't need people, you know, we don't need doctors, we don't need hospitals filled up with people who are having health problems that refuse to do anything to fix it because it's not comfortable for them. So if there's a medicine that can do it, they say, here, just take this, and we're all good to go. I found exercising really helped the motility issues, which I'm not afraid to talk about it, you know, because it's like, hey, it's a human thing. We all go to the bathroom, so I'm not ashamed to talk about it. Although I don't want to be gross, you know. Whoop, more shotgun bullets. Yeah, coffee is So now I've gotten used to drinking black coffee. Because that's one thing is I'm like, hey, I'm willing to put in the effort to be healthier. Because sometimes it sucks, but you know, like I said, so you know, doctors aren't perfect. They're humans, and they make mistakes like we all do. And it's also, admittedly, it's a hard job. Like, it really is. God, that's annoying. Like, I'll play devil's advocate. It's a hard job because I mean diagnosis has science to it, but some aspects of diagnosis is not an exact science. How many shotgun shells do I have? I don't really have enough to be playing around, but I might as well. Oh, yeah. I think I might have to dial it back myself. What the heck? Oh, there he is. Oh! He went to go get his friend. Jesus. Yeah, I don't like black coffee at all. But I think that's another thing is that we as a society in general, we do a lot more sitting down than we used to. And it's not really good. It's not really good to just be sitting down all the time. It compresses your spine. Because I actually I kind of connected it with was that I've had a lot of sciatic pain. And I'm like, you know, that's probably part of it is I've sort of induced sciatica from sitting down a lot at work. So I'm working to treat that. You know, and that's the thing, especially medical technology, and then, you know, it's similar to psychiatry and all that, is that, oh, this is Resident Evil Gun Survivor, or it's Gun Survivor in Japan, Survivor in America. It was released in 2000. It was like a very late PlayStation release. So it was after Resident Evil 3. What year did Code Veronica come out? Because Code Veronica came out for the Dreamcast. So, I'm going to pause it for a second. Code Veronica came out in Japan February 3rd. So that means Gun Survivor had to come out, like, after that. I think. Because it definitely came out... No, it came out in America in 2000. Let's see. Resident Evil Gun Survivor. Yeah, in Japan, January 27th. So, this came out, like, apparently days before Resident Evil Code Veronica. It was the last one for the PlayStation, and it was a late PlayStation release. Because, you know, 2000, the Dreamcast was out. So, it's, you know, that's one thing I will say about it, is that it definitely, you can definitely tell it's PlayStation, but my biggest problem is that it is not, shoot, come on, get out of my way. Oh yeah, it's a lot of sitting down. There's so much computer stuff. Oh, they're vibrating. They're vibrating at me. They're scared because they know I love spiders and I have spiders. And they know that if I'm killing them, it's because they deserve it. Sorry, buddies. I love you, but I gotta do what I gotta do. You're evil spiders. Yep. We have so much computer stuff that we have to do. You know, paperwork out the ass. Paperwork. There's always some new policy or something, and it's never like a policy that makes things easier. It's always like, well, you also have to fill out this sheet. And it's like, oh God, no, please. And I don't want to have like a standing desk or anything like that. I'm not gonna say it's weird, but I did actually see online about getting like a kneeling chair. I don't know if I'd actually be into that. It might be kind of weird to be like, have guys come into my office, in my department, and then they're like, oh, hey, buddy, whoa, what are you doing? And I'm like straddling a freaking chair. Yep, I love spiders. I have 4 arachnids. 4? 4, yeah. I have my curly hair tarantula, named Talia. I've had her for like 5 or 6 years. So I've had her for quite a few years. She's, I think, a 4.5 inch leg span. She's calmed down a lot. She used to be really skittish and would kick hairs really fast, but she's calmed down a lot. Again, her name was Talia. I have my tailless whip scorpion, which are super interesting. If you've ever seen Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. No, I actually work as a parts manager at a dealership. I sit down and do insane amounts of paperwork because everything financial that happens has to have paperwork done on it. Everything, like you buy something, have to make a piece of paper. You return that thing, you have to make it. You have to do a purchase order. You do purchase orders on everything. I spend most of my day making purchase orders. Uh-oh. It's probably the kid. I don't need to shoot at the freaking thing. Yep.
Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. Where's your brother Lot?
Please, you have to save my brother.
Like how stereotypical of a child she is.
Said
Got the overalls and
he's
the
going to
pigtails.
the factory by the ropeway.
Factory?
He told me that he could find a way to escape from this place inside the factory. But there are tons and tons of scary monsters there. I know that if he goes there, he's going to be killed.
Yeah, why would he do that?
What?
Please! We've already lost Mum and Dad. You've got to help my brother. Please!
I promise. Don't cry anymore, Lily.
Oh, yep.
I may have been a bad person, but that was before. That's not who I am now. I will save these 2 kids.
Yeah, but
I
you can
swear
still be
it.
convicted for it, buddy. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean you
hide
didn't do
here.
it.
I'll go find your brother and then come back for you.
Oh yeah, I go to group therapy every week. I do dialectic behavioral therapy, and so I've been doing it for a long time. And you know, yeah, I know it's anything both medical or psychological, all that kind of anything even close to that is always just paperwork. Every interaction, you know, it all has to be on paper somewhere. So it's kind of similar to what we do. Everything we do, every part that gets everything that gets purchased has to be put somewhere, and we have to make paperwork for it here and there. It's so much paperwork, you know. And the accounting, the office manager, she is on my ass too. It's pretty funny. Like I make jokes where it's like yeah, it's like I could put 10 cents in the vending machine, and then she would like peek around the corner and it's like, did you write that down? And I'm like, God, no. She says, I saw some prisoners at the arcade today. They all had sleepy eyes. One of the girls even slavered? What the hell does that mean? Slavered? What the hell do they mean by that? That's a weird translation. Slaver. Let saliva run from the mouth. So, oh, so it means like she was drooling. Jesus, this is a bad translation. Some of the boys were glaring at me. They wore rugs and smelled rotten. Like Dad and Commander Vincent told me, they are very different people from our Umbrella families. Wore rugs? Blankets? Yeah, this is a bad translation. Dad told me that they bring them to this island so they can operate on them and make them into decent people. I think that they are doing the right thing. I hope they will become decent people sometime soon. Oof. I heard Commander Vincent killed those people who tried to escape from the prison. I wonder why such a thing happened. I know they are inferior to us, but did they have to kill them? Is this what I believed in? Umbrella and my dad were supposed to help the inferiors by operating on them. Why did he kill them? The city is in total panic. Monsters are everywhere and they are attacking people. Those Umbrella people who were very nice to me suddenly started attacking me. I need help. Please, someone rescue me. My dad and my mom turned into monsters. One of the survivors told me that Commander Vincent turned the people in the city into monsters. I can't trust anyone now. I have to survive and protect my sister Lily no matter what. We have to escape from this city together. I like how it's interesting because some of the diary entries are written as if they're not as if they're writing to them, writing about themselves, but more like they are writing to me, or to somebody to read it. Also, nice little Street Fighter reference there. I'm assuming that's from a manga or something for Street Fighter. It's probably just completely lifted wholesale. I guess there's nothing in this room but the cutscene. Okie dokie. Go through the door. There we go. Is there anything busting through the window? No? Okay. So that's one of the things that makes Resident Evil good is that they like to play it close to the chest, I should say. That's not what I mean. I mean, hey buddy. How you doing? You don't look like you're doing too well. Well, see ya. Yep. They like to shouldn't this has been the first RE out? This seems to be just on this specific island. I think this island's called Sheena Island. That I remember from reading something. I can't remember. I don't know why I would know the name. On the Sheena Island is Dead Aim, the other game. The other first-person game in the series. Am I remembering correctly? Yeah, because so apparently Vincent is the one that did this whole, that caused this whole outbreak, I guess, to hide his crimes. But what gets me is, knowing Umbrella, why would they really need proof of his crimes? I'm pretty sure Umbrella is the type of company that would just straight up just kill you. I mean, look at what they were going to do to Birkin. They sent those guys, they had no problem killing you. So it's definitely not a great plot for this game. It's almost kind of what they would call, there's a trope called excuse plot, where the plot really doesn't matter. It's more about just as a way to get you in the game. Please tell me there's none behind me. Okay, cool. So I can take these guys out at my leisure. Yeah, that actually is a good question. Why wouldn't they just remake the first game? Why did they try to make... Or maybe they figured people were tired of the first game. They had re-released it at least twice by now, I think. They had the director's cut. Or was it 2 that they re-released with the DualShock version? Again, I know a lot about the series, but my knowledge isn't perfect on the series. Oh, come on, go up the stairs. Because again, like when I played Code Veronica, I played it on the GameCube, the Code Veronica X, the re-release with expanded cutscenes, all that stuff. Which I actually really like Code Veronica as well. Some people see it as kind of a black sheep of the classic style Resident Evil games, but I actually didn't think it was that bad. I think some games in the series got a bad rap when they were new. And I was willing to be a lot more fair to them because I love the Resident Evil series. Oh, good fucking shit! Jesus Christ! All right, game. All right. We're doing that today, huh? Wait, hold on. How many shotgun rounds do I have? None. I do have a grenade launcher. God damn it, the game got me. I can't believe that. What the hell? Wow, this grenade launcher sucks. Oh yeah. 3 is my favorite of the classic series. It's just... It's great in every way. I remember, though, when it came out, I'm not going to say it was even disliked. It wasn't disliked or hated at all. 100%. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Again, not having played this game means that I will still probably get caught by some of the jump scares. But 3, I remember, because 3 has been my favorite of the classics for a very long time. But I remember when it came out, there was a lot of criticism that it wasn't 2. They were like, well, it's not 2, so it's not as good as 2. It was shorter, for one thing. Just go, just leave. Yeah, 2, it's shorter than 2. So I think that's one thing that a lot of people didn't like, is they preferred that 2 was shorter. You only played one character instead of having the option to play 2 characters, and especially since 2 did the thing where you had 2 variations, Claire A and B, and then Leon A and B. Because 2 took everything that the first game did and then made it better. Oh yeah. My significant other, she doesn't play scary games. She can't handle jump scares. She doesn't like scary movies because of them. It's too much for her. Which me, I love horror, so. So I learned to handle it. I've gotten better. It doesn't affect me as much, but I still get gotted all the time. Hell, I was even playing when I was playing through Resident Evil 3 the other day, and the crows burst through the van. I had twice where it spooked me, even though I should have known about it. Man, those guys are ugly bastards. I guess I'll combine this with the grenade gun and equip that. This game is tough, actually. Where'd he go? Oh, I'm dead. Shit. I haven't seen a single save point, so I'm assuming this game has checkpoints. I really hope it has checkpoints. Oh, it has continues. Holy crap. That's unique. So, you know, it makes you wonder if this game should have been like an arcade game or something instead of like a console release. You know, more like Time Crisis than Resident Evil. Which I love Time Crisis, so I wouldn't have a problem with that. Interesting, it kept me equipped with this, but not with the flame rounds on it. Oh, come on, buddy. How about I just run? Okay, game. Oh my god. This is horrifying. Do you have any shotgun shells? Oh. You know what? I'm gonna do a continue and then I'm just gonna run. I'm not even gonna bother trying to fight these guys. I can't use up all my special ammo. Wow. I wonder what happens when you I really wonder what happens when you run out of continues. I don't want to try it, that's for sure. Yeah, this game is actually kind of tough. I mean, again, the other Resident Evil games have auto-aim. Come on, go through the door. Come on. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, flame rounds, combined, grenade gun. Come on, go through the door. There we go. There we go. Whew. Because the big problem with this game is they put a bunch of these jumping enemies in a tiny freaking room. Oh, come on. This guy again. Ah, and a freaking dog, really? Alright, game. Alright, what the hell? This game's really gonna do this to me. Okay, combine. I know I got a green herb. This game's really gonna just shove me. That's one thing I'll say about this game is that they like shoving you in tiny rooms with enemies, like rooms where you don't have ways to dodge them. The game really likes to do that. So I will say that's very annoying. Like, at least it gives you infinite ammo for the handgun, so I would almost want to complain about the ammo, the lack of ammo for how many enemies I encounter, but if you have infinite ammo for one of the weapons, it's not that bad. Because, I mean, what am I going to do? Complain that they don't give me the ammo for the guns I want to use? Oh, I don't like this. Yep. Ah, come on. Aim at him. Oh, I knew they were gonna have him pop out. I knew it. Oh. You can't trick me, game. I've been around the block a couple of times. Luckily, they only take one shot to kill. And like I said, if you press the left bumper, it actually auto targets. What do you want to? Points of focus, I guess you could call it. Points of focus. I guess you could call that. So that includes enemies, items, doors, stuff like that. What the hell? Snipers. Well, is someone running? I think someone's running right next to me. Yeah, I'm just gonna run. Forget about it. I definitely chose a path, that's for sure, to go to. I don't know what the other ones went to, but they probably all did basically the same thing. I wonder if the paths are divided like based on difficulty. Like you go... okay, game. Let's see. What a mansion! Yeah, and the game's not that complex either. Like, it doesn't really seem to have any puzzles per se. Now this actually looks like the entrance to... Oh, slow down. I'm playing on the emulator Duck Station because I find Duck Station to be easier to deal with than PSXE, which is a little wonky sometimes. Of course, oh god, compatibility is a little wonky on Duck Station. Okay, come on, game. Ah, he can't step up that little bit, right? He has to. Okay, I gotta check the map. I got the health items, but god. Okay, so I gotta go over there. Yeah, that's one thing I will say is that the fact that you can't easily like go around people is another thing that kind of makes it kind of wonky. So, you know, dodging isn't easy. Okay, what can I do? I guess I gotta go up that ladder. What's here?
Lot?
So I guess my choice here is to check on him. Look down the hole. Or go down the stairs, I guess. Yeah, in first person, it is a little bit creepier because it's like you can only see. Okay, come on, don't hit me. Don't. Oop, danger. Okay. Yeah, because you know it's kind of like playing a third-person shooter with a really tight FOV. 2 of them. Your mom let you had 2 Mr. X's? You know, so it is kind of, you know. Okay, come on, don't get hurt, don't get hurt. I said don't get hurt. It's like such a tight FOV. Oh. Well, these guys are stupid. They'd rather make out than come and attack me. Their pathfinding is not very good, that's for sure. Oh well. Yeah, that's actually the big disadvantage, I would say, of having it be first person. Is like when a dog's at your feet, you can't see really what's going on. And they do have a tendency to have like to do what? What do they have a tendency to do? You know, when you first get into a room, you have an enemy right next to you that you can't see. It's like, okay, game. After like the 3rd time they do it, you're like, okay, come on. Oh, no shotgun shells? Oh, you jerks. I think at least you would, you know, give me something. I wonder if we're getting near the end. The Magnum. Maybe we are. That is a very, very flat Magnum. I definitely think... I definitely wouldn't say that this game is necessarily bad, but it has some bad decisions in it. The voice acting and the stupid story doesn't matter that much, because let's be honest, the first games... Look, we all admit that voice acting in the first game is amazingly bad, but you know, the story isn't like that amazing either. I mean, it's super basic anyway, but you know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. It adds to the charm, the B-movie charm of Resident Evil. So, you know, I don't care that the storyline's not that great, or that the voice acting is hilarious. I think it's little ways in the way it plays that probably make it kind of wonky. Yeah, since we're in a factory, this is definitely one of those. They're about to set off a self-destruct sequence, you know, and all that jazz. Like, you know that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a time limit. It's gonna be a tyrant, other than Mr. X. Like, it's gonna be a regular tyrant, hopefully. I just keep checking the map because I want to try to come up with a good idea of which way to go. Impossible to open it. I've only seen the first two movies, to be honest. I do actually want to watch the recent one, somewhat recent one that had Wentworth Miller playing Chris Redfield, because I love Wentworth Miller. I was actually on a guy's YouTube channel. His name is Fatal Vision on YouTube, and we were all talking about, because he was playing Resident Evil. We were talking about the movies, you know. Like, one of the big problems with the movies is the fact that Milla Jovovich is the director's wife, right? So the movies, instead of being about like stars, they're really just about her, you know, a little too much. And look, I love Milla Jovovich. She's fantastic. But also, like, having her be like this, I don't want to say Mary Sue because it gets overused, but, you know, having her be the super-powered central character is a little wonky, admittedly. I think they did okay. I mean, I'll say it like this, again, you know, growing up in the 90s and stuff like that, I was exposed to the worst of video game movies. You know, I watched the original Super Mario Brothers movie. I now have to say that. I watched Super Mario Brothers movie probably a dozen times. As bad as that movie is, in terms of the Super Mario Brothers movie, that movie is hilariously bad. And the soundtrack is actually amazing. Like, no joke. Or as kids say nowadays, no cap, right? The soundtrack of that movie is amazing. But, it's, Super Mario Brothers movie is just hilariously bad. Like, again, especially now that there's a new one out, I would tell someone, you want to have a good time, watch the current one, the CGI one, and then watch the original, and be like, oh my god, they actually allowed this to be made? Yes, they did, and it's fucking fantastic. I love it. So yeah, back in the 90s, in terms of video game movies, we got shafted, like, in the worst possible way. You know, they were always pretty low budget comparatively, because, I mean, Hollywood didn't care about making good video game movies in the least. They were like, who cares? Super Mario Brothers, who cares? You know, the best one that we had in the 90s was the Mortal Kombat movie. I know a lot of people praise the current one, and I think in terms of action, it's 100% amazing. The story is really wonky, but the actors are really good, for the most part. I think overall, it's a good way to do it. But hopefully, as they continue on the series, they, going off on a tangent with that, hopefully as they continue the series, they try to make it be a worthy series. Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna run. Really? It takes 3 shots? It takes that many shotgun shells. Anyway. But, the Mortal Kombat movie in the 90s, look, I can tell you, we lost our shit watching that movie. You see Scorpion and Sub-Zero, even though in that movie they have no lines, and they're nothing but, like, Shang Tsung's like underlings, still, you would not believe how much we lost our minds. We're like, oh, right? What's her face? What's her face that played Sonya Blade? She done a good job acting it, but the problem is I think I read something that she was a last-minute addition, so she didn't have the physical chops to be able to make good fight scenes. So that's why her fight scenes are so terrible, because she wasn't an action star, so she didn't have the skill to be able to make good action scenes, so they had to cut it to make it look like she could. I mean, I'll say it like this: the Mortal Kombat movie was so good that a lot of aspects of it inspired the game story. I can't remember the specifics of what did, but making Kano Australian, 100% from the movie. In the games, he was originally a biracial, half Japanese, half American. And then in the movies, because he was played by an Australian actor that played him so well, boom, he became Australian. So, you know. And hell, the Kano, that's one thing I'll say about the current Mortal Kombat movie. The Kano in it is so amazing. He's hilarious. He's the best thing about that movie. It's like, come on, guys. I feel like they could have done that for the rest of the movie. It's like, let the other actors just sort of have a good time with it. Because, I mean, admittedly, the story's a little goofy anyway. Let's have fun with it, right? He says, I can't stand it anymore. Wait, hold on. Whose diary is this? Factory worker. I can't stand it anymore. I have to take the subjects to the operating table and sever their skulls to extract a part of their brain? You have to sever their skulls? You have to decapitate them? I do this over and over, day after day. It's awful. Guilt stays with me all the time, even after I go to bed. Commander Vincent instructs us, do not see them as humans. They are just raw material we use to create tyrants with. See, that's how you know he's evil. He ends a sentence with a preposition. Anyway, but it is we who cuts their skulls. But it is we who cut their skulls. I can never consider them just as raw materials. Cut their skulls. Like, I really want to see the translation of it. I want to see, is cut their skulls supposed to be decapitation or what? They are humans just like we are. I asked Commander Vincent about ways to reduce their suffering, but he ignored my request, saying that by using anesthetics, pure beta hetero non-serotonin cannot be extracted. Beta hetero non-serotonin. I know what serotonin is. What the fuck is beta hetero non-serotonin? I actually gotta look that up. Not right now, but I'm gonna screenshot it so I can look that up, see if that's even close to being legit. Even if it is the company's orders, I don't believe what we're doing is ethical. Yeah, you're doing human experimentation. It's a little bit against the Geneva Conventions. I'm sure that I'll be sent to the worst possible place when I die. Or perhaps I should say I'm already there. If it was the 90s, I would make a New Jersey joke. But you can't do that anymore because it's not as funny. It used to be funny. But you know how it is. You get the easy targets, and then after 20 years, that easy target's no longer funny to make fun of. Because everyone else has done it. But that's, of course, always one thing, is whenever you try too hard to explain the science, you should never do that in a work of fiction. Because then you start making weird, goofy stuff like Twilight. We're not going to get into that, but when they started trying to be scientific about it, it got just weird. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about the movies. Yeah, I've seen the first two. The lady who played Jill, not only did she do a great job, she looked perfect the part, but apparently I read this. And again, whenever I say I read something, I'll always note to people that this is something I read. That doesn't mean it's absolute fact. It's just me regurgitating something I read, which means it could be wrong. I'll never doubt the possibility of being wrong. But I read that she prepared for the role by like watching the game being played through, so that she could try to mimic Jill's movements and stuff like that. What did I miss? And I'm like, yeah, like when you watch her, she does such a great freaking job. And again, I love Mila Jovovich. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that she did a bad job, but I think that focusing on her and not Chris and Jill and Claire and all them was a bad move. Because, you know, we like those characters. We want to see those characters. We don't want to see your fan fiction character, the fan fiction version of your wife inserted into this. Sorry, buddy. I'm supposed to... I keep seeing something glowing here. What am I missing? Oh, it's right there. The MO disc. That's how you know you're at the end of the game, when you get an MO disc. A floppy disk signals the end of the game. No! Oh yeah. Here's a funny story about Twilight. I've only seen the first 2 movies. I actually did see the second one in theaters because I was like, look, I want to have a goof, a laugh, a giggle mate is what they say. I was like, I gotta see this because I'd only seen the first one. I can't remember, but I was like, bro, I gotta see this. But I never. Wait, did I watch the other 2? I think I eventually watched the other 2. Oh, I think I might need to go back into that. Hold on. Let me think. But I'm the kind of person, again, I like to experience something before criticizing it, even if I see little tidbits here and there. So I actually read all 4 books. Let me tell you something. The first book is boring as shit. Like once they like get together, it is so boring because all they do is just talk about being together. It is one of the most boring things ever. The other books are more entertaining, but they're not great. They're not well written, etc., etc. And so I tell people, it's like, yeah, I put myself through that because now I can criticize it better than anyone I know. Because a lot of people I know have criticisms, but they've never read it, so they don't have deep criticisms. And I'm like, look, I can tell you what's wrong with those books. And hell, I say it like this: I would rather be pleasantly surprised by something that's bad than just assume it's bad. Because again, there's some movies, TV shows, video games that people say, oh, these are the worst thing ever invented, and it turns out it's not. You know, like I mentioned about Resident Evil 3. At the time, it was criticized for not being Resident Evil 2. A lot of little bitty things it was criticized for. And nowadays, pretty much it's universally agreed to be, you know, it's pretty much universally agreed to be really good. Maybe not necessarily on par with 2, but worth it, right? Yeah, to be honest, I'll tell anybody, it's not really worth it to read the books. They're just bad, and there's not really much reason to explain other than they're not really well written, and the love story is mediocre at best. I mean, it's just that simple. They're not worth it. I mean, to be honest, watch the movies. The story is almost exactly the same. I mean, Stephanie Meyer herself oversaw the movies anyway. So, if you watch the movies, they're books. The only difference is you don't get the internal dialogue. Like, you don't get the internal dialogue stuff you do in the books, but, you know, it's fine. The only person I found interesting to read was, I'll say this, in the 4th book, when it does the first-person perspective of Jacob, was actually interesting. He's like the only character she wrote that was actually interesting to listen to. Because he actually had like a creative way to look at things. And he wasn't so woe is me all the time. And you don't get that in the movies. But then then that same book also has all that other weird stuff. The vampire baby and all that. Ugh. I'll definitely say it's definitely not worth it to read the books. But at least I can say I did it. And I can say I know how horrible they are. Okay, so which way do I go now? Oh, come on. Collision detection. Definitely not the worst book I've ever read, but it's something I wouldn't read again. You'd have to pay me to read it again. The good thing is that because they were so popular, I was able to get them for ultra cheap online. Paid next to nothing for them. Put much more effort into reading Star Wars books. What am I doing? I cannot hit for anything. I actually can shoot way better in real life than on this game. Lord. That's one thing I will say. Video games and movies make it seem like shooting is that's way harder to hit your target than it actually is. Lord. Okay, can I activate this now? No. Okay, so what do I gotta do next? Oh yeah, the door's on this other side. Yeah, I've read a lot of Star Wars books. I've read, I think, 80. And that includes both Legends and current canon. I don't know what you call the current canon, so canon books maybe. I actually haven't read Hunger Games. I haven't seen the movies either, and I know I need to. Shit, what am I supposed to do? Do I gotta go back in the room with the plant guys? Or do I gotta go back upstairs? No, I gotta activate this. Yeah, a lot of people say that Hunger Games is amazing. And I have it like super backlogged, admittedly. I will eventually get to it. Because again, anything that's culturally important, you gotta experience. But admittedly, only a few years ago did I even watch Godfather for the first time. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, I'm working backwards, admittedly. But I've got things like, I've got to read Terry Pratchett stuff. Because, of course, my friends are like, oh, you got to read Terry Pratchett. I'm like, I know. I'm a lame person. I haven't read the good stuff. Hell, I only just recently read, I finally read God Emperor of Doom. Because for some reason I couldn't get through it the first time I read it. I don't know, it was burnout maybe. Because I've read through Dune, Dune Messiah, and Children of Dune, which they're all amazing. But God Emperor of Dune, I didn't like it all too much. It was still pretty decent, but you know. And then I started to read Heretics of Dune, and I'm not sure. Maybe I might be burned out on sci-fi. Maybe that's why I couldn't. So I started reading the James Bond books again, because I had stopped. I read the James Bond books up to From Russia with Love, and I stopped halfway through that years ago, so I have been rereading through those. And now I'm up to... What am I up to? I can't remember, to be honest. Which I love the James Bond novels. You do have to be mindful of the era that they were made in. So there are outdated ideals, particularly in regards to men and women. But, you know, that's also kind of that's something that comes true of anything that's not part of the same culture that you are. You do have to be mindful about cultural differences in anything you read, particularly if it comes from another country. You know, you don't want to be unfair to that culture. Oh, I just got deja vu really bad. Yeah, you always got to be fair to different cultures. That Shaw, it's not familiar.
They are creating these monsters on this island.
That Shaw. I'll pause it. Ah, he's coming after me. That Shaw. I haven't heard of them. Or them. I haven't heard of that individual. Roe v. Wade in extreme horror? Oh my god, what? Oh my god, that sounds horrifically awesome. That sounds like it would make me cringe every 20 seconds. That sounds great, actually. Mm. Mm. Look, I gotta admit, you give me, what is it called? There's a term for this. Bile fascination is a trope for it. Basically, you know, it's when you're like fascinated about stuff that's really bad. Like, which I am. I love bad movies just as much as I like good movies, as long as it's entertaining, of course. Because there's quite a few bad movies that actually are really entertaining. Of course, you know, there's the classic Manos Hands of Fate. Things like that. I do love bad movies. In fact, just recently, me and my significant other watched the 90s movie, what is it called? Scorned. It features Shannon Tweed, and it's basically an erotic film. It's not pornography, but it's very erotic, so it is extremely R-rated, with nudity and sexual content. Is that all he gives is shotgun shells? And of course the movie is pretty goofy because it's essentially her finding any reason. It's essentially her getting revenge on a family by trying to tear them apart, and essentially she's finding any excuse to have sex with everybody. You know, in a family to try to, you know, tear them apart. And of course, me and my significant other are just spending the whole movie just laughing about how ridiculous this whole thing is. I love it. It's like, it's not a good movie, but it's an entertaining movie, and that's what matters. Whoa, what?
Help!
Lot!
What movie did we watch the other day?
Hang on!
Probably Kill the Hunter, too, while you're at it, buddy. We watched a movie the other day. What was it called? Oh yeah, it was a it was an Italian movie. And you know how the Italians do. They have a lot of exploitation films. It has like 3 different names. I think it was in one of the names it went by was something like What Every French Woman Wants. It's made like in the late 80s or something like that. It's
Lot!
I'm
exploitative.
sorry. Please forgive me.
And
What are you talking about? It's not your fault. Vincent is the one who caused everything. Well, I mean,
You? What do you mean? You're the detective. Your name is Art Thompson.
What? Really? I'm not Vincent? Then why did you run away from me?
Because I'm the one that told Vincent about you.
Hello, I'm Vincent.
That logic
I've
doesn't
been
make any
transferred
sense.
to this facility to inspect it.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I know Commander Vincent. So I knew that you weren't him when I saw you.
What? A spy? Thank you. You are a good boy, Lot.
So then I'm Ark and not Vincent. Lot, do you know of any way to get off this island?
My
Yeah,
dad
swim.
told me that there's a railway station up ahead from here.
A railway station?
I heard that it runs underground.
Okay, we'll use that. Let's go get Lily. Go ahead! Hurry! We'll meet at the station!
So
The
wait,
self-destruction system has been activated. This island will self-destruct in 10 minutes.
the whole
All
island.
the personnel must evacuate immediately.
Suppose there's going to be a volcano eruption.
All the personnel evacuate immediately.
So yeah, this goofy movie we watched, it's exploitative as hell, right? It's pretty much just an excuse to have tits and ass, basically. you know, which all movies are to some degree, right? Anyway, oh crap, I'm going to use this first aid spray right now. And again, we're just laughing the whole time because the movie's stupid. It's, but even if it's like badly written, even if it's exploitative, you know, as long as it's not to the point of being like disgustingly offensive or something, you know, we can get entertainment from it, even if it's bad. You know, for anything else of the other kinds, it's one of those things that's like, it has to be historically important, you know? This music actually sounds like the basement music in Resident Evil Director's Cut, which I like to talk about because if you've ever played it, or at least looked it up online, it's like it's been described as a trumpet farting or someone throwing a trombone down a set of stairs because it's exactly what it sounds like. But I read somewhere. Did I read somewhere? Not that I read somewhere. This is a theory, at least. It's not been said by
That's
anybody.
right. At the request of my friend Leon S. Kennedy, I came here to investigate. Oh, yes. I remember everything.
I like how being told he's arced by the kid, he remembers everything.
Tell me
but
the truth.
the thing with his
You
name
are a
on
spy, aren't you?
it, he was just like, no, that's not me. But I like how his spy thing is literally to be like, hey, I'm Vincent. Like, nobody would know who Vincent is. What? Just to go around telling them that you're the name of the guy who's running this place? Weird. I honestly
Yes,
think
I'm not Vincent.
it's either just badly
I'm
written
Ark.
or it's terribly translated. But yeah, it's kind of weird how selective his memory was. Like, he didn't at any point. Because, I mean, that's the first thing you see, is him seeing a name tag with his name on it, and then going, huh, I wonder who that is. And then was it, he gets a phone call where some random person is like, Vincent? And he's like, huh, is that me? It's like, he's really, selective, I guess you could say, on, I don't know. I do want to see the translation things, because that's one thing is, I've been replaying Final Fantasy VIII recently. The one thing I found out is that the game isn't necessarily badly translated, but it's not really translated great. There's, like, but also, I was actually saying this today to my significant other, Rose. One thing about translating from Japanese to English is that they are vastly different languages in presentation, in, like, for example, in English, you know, you can say something and be like, you know, you could be like, well, that was cool, or you can be like, oh, well, that was cool, and even though text, in text, it's the same, it's exactly the same. You might, like, use capitalization to try to emphasize sarcasm, but, you know, you typically have to acknowledge it, or else people won't realize what you're trying to say. In something like Japanese, the specific way that you say it, in terms of like the specific words you use, will determine if it's exactly what's meant to be said in that instance, you know? And that's one way that's different. Like, I like to use the example of personal pronouns. In English, you say I or me. Damn it. I guess I gotta get a key or something. Whereas in Japan, you might say, typically when people are learning Japanese that are English speakers, they learn about watashi wa, you know, which typically means I. So a lot of foreigners learn that, which is a perfectly valid way to say I. But there's also other ways. There's boku wa, ore wa. There's, women will typically say atashi wa. I believe men, I think boku wa is common for men. Ore wa is another way that they can say it, which is typically seen as a rude way to say it. So if you watch a lot of anime, you might see that where you might get some characters who are kind of brash and a little rude, might say "orewa," you know, when they are saying a sentence that involves referring to themselves. And I think there's about 6 others. There's literally like a whole list of ways that you can refer to yourself in Japanese. And it, you know, it's like, wow, really? And it's like, yeah, you know, I don't know Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. I'm learning it little by little, but I'm also trying to learn Russian and teensy bits of Spanish too, because those are all useful to learn. But instead of focusing on one and actually getting good, I'm splitting them up along with my other hobbies, because I wouldn't say I have attention disorder, but I tend to have a lot of hobbies. But anyway, back to the translating thing. You see that a lot, where but yeah, you do see that a lot where it's like the translation of something, it's hard to translate exactly what they're actually saying, the context and the subtext, you know. Actually, if you hold on for a second, I'll be right back, because I've actually got to go to the restroom. Yeah, anyway, like, a perfect example of, like, how stuff can get lost in translation, especially between Japanese and English, is, Full Metal Alchemist is a great example. Part of the reason they named it Full Metal Alchemist is not only because of his metal limbs, but also because in Japanese, referring to somebody as full metal is essentially the same thing as calling someone hard-headed here. But rather than translating it in a way that's not a direct translation, they said, hey, we'll go with a direct translation, say Full Metal Alchemist, which of course sounds way better than calling them hard-headed or whatever. But it's something that can get lost in translation because we don't use that term here. And without like context added to it in some sort of supplemental material or something, you know, it can be lost. Puns, the Japanese also love puns, and those can get lost really bad too, because back in the day I played Luna 2 Eternal Blue, the remake on the PlayStation 1 by Working Designs, and this is the example they use, and I'm going to quote it verbatim because I watched the making of DVD CD about 100 billion times. Anyway, he would say, you'd have puns that translate to pickle. I thought you said baseball card. And it's true, you know, the pun makes sense in Japanese, not in English, so they would typically just translate something else. There's like different schools of thought for translation, and that version of it where you translate the meaning more so than the actual words has been referred to as Wolseleyism, which a famous example is because it's named that because of the guy who did the translation for Final Fantasy VI. Kefka was a lot less dramatic, and in the Japanese they added so much more to him because they felt like there's a lot more subtext in the Japanese, and this non-direct way of translating is just a different theory of translation. And anyway, long story short, what I was trying to say is that a lot of stuff that there's a lot of things that do get lost in translation that actually really enrich the experience. You can see, and sometimes you can see this a lot, where in the English translation, it seems to be a lot flatter. And I think that's kind of the issue that's going on here, is like what they're saying is either feels like it's either melodramatic or it's really flat. You know, it doesn't have that much flair in it. You know, the right kind of flair, I should say. To establish a system of mass-producing tyrants, it is absolutely necessary that during the process of gene cultivation, a large amount of pure beta-hetero non-serotonin must be injected. This material is one of the human brain's elements. It has been revealed that the material is mainly produced by the pituitary of people at the latter period of developing their secondary sex characteristics. Also, medical data shows that the cerebral material is produced in response to the excessive secretion of non-adrenaline that is produced from the locus ceruleus in the brainstem. Noradrenaline is the cerebral material secreted when people are in a state of extreme tension or fear. As the beta-hetero non-serotonin only exists in active cells, you can't extract it from a dead brain. No, I did not. I know bits of Japanese from reading and practicing and trying to learn over the years. I've never really sat down and spent actual real effort to learn it. I know bits of hiragana, I know bits of kanji, and I know a handful of words. Anime can be a good way to learn it, but only if you really pay attention to what they actually say. It takes a lot of effort though, because you really have to learn the translation, and you have to sort of, it's not just the translation, but also understanding it is kind of the thing. I would like to really learn a lot more Japanese, because I would like to, because it would be nice to actually like experience like Japanese stuff in Japanese and get like a full cultural thing. But it's also a problem being a native English speaker, because Japanese is so much different. It's very hard for us to learn it. There's actually categories for different levels of difficulty in learning languages. I watched a video on it, so I don't know how official this is in terms of linguistics, but I think they have levels in like 1, 2, 3, 4 or something. Like from learning English to Spanish is like a 1, because they're both based on romantic languages, so it's not difficult, you know, because no is no, for example, you know, or mother and mama, you know, etc., etc. Whereas in Japanese, it's like, you know, one way to refer to a mother is chichi. Or to a father is chichi. I think, what is mother? See, I can't even remember. You know, they're vastly different. You know, in fact, I would say that there's some more closely related stuff in, I don't know. So it's vastly different, and it can be pretty difficult. Like, I'd learned a decent amount, and I'm always trying to like learn a little bit extra every day, teensy bits, right? Because I don't think I'll ever be fluent anytime soon, but the big problem is I have too many hobbies. When I say we learn in DBT not to be judgmental, so I don't want to say I should be practicing every day. It says I think it might be more effective, or maybe I would be happier, or at least more content if I practiced at least a little bit every day. You know, I do have Duolingo, but I also don't like Duolingo's limitations. Because I'm also trying to learn other languages too, like a little bit of Russian here and there. Because Cyrillic is actually really easy to learn how to read, then it's just learning the words, I guess. So thus the best way to extract the materials to cut open the subject's skull without using anesthesia. This will cause the excessive secretion of non-adrenaline. The pituitary is then ripe for immediate extraction. Jesus Christ, that is horrific. So he's gonna come out and attack me as I try to leave, right? Oh, I guess not. I do want to spend more effort learning Japanese, though. I think the biggest thing is trying to learn how to read it, because they have so many writing forms, kanji, hiragana, and katakana, and they use all 3. It is a nightmare. Like, Jesus. Really, guys? Really? You really need 3 different writing forms? Duolingo's not bad, but I don't think its lesson plans are structured in a way that's conducive to learning.
I can't believe you're not dead
I can.
human. You must be the leader of the cleaner unit sent by Umbrella to destroy the evidence of this biohazard.
Whatever. I don't have time for your pathetic games. I have already sent the self-destruction system. This island will be gone in a matter of minutes. Adios, Ark.
I love that. He's like, whatever. He doesn't care. And he's like, adios, Ark. That guy was having fun. That guy was having fun. I like it. Oh yeah. I think I will say Duolingo is, I think it's good for learning, like, learning in a more practical sense. Versus, like a, I think it has, yeah, like it's good for like learning in a practical sense. But in terms of like starting from beginning to end, it's useful. I will say it's useful because again, I use it to practice a lot of Russian a lot of the time. But Russian is a lot easier to learn because there's a lot of ways that it's actually simpler than English. Like how they don't use articles. So instead of saying the cat, you would just say koshka. And there's a lot of words that are the same. Like what is it? For backpack, it's rucksack. Which basically is rucksack, basically. You know. Or guitar is gitara, you know. So it's actually pretty easy to learn. It's like Cyrillic is actually super easy to learn. I was surprised. Because it's almost completely phonetic. That's one thing that infuriates me about learning you know, romantic languages, is where it's like, oh yeah, you can't learn how to pronounce the word without hearing it first. So you get English words like epitome, which drives me crazy. It's the epitome of hard to pronounce words. Of course he's not dead, is he? Nope, of course he's transforming. But there are a few. Of course, with Russian, it does have stressed and unstressed syllables, so to know which ones are stressed and unstressed, you pretty much do have to hear it. But it's fine. It's not the most complex. I'll say it like that. So I can sometimes look at a word, and because I might not be sure at first, but then generally knowing Cyrillic, I can be like, oh wait, it's that word. Or you can read it, and you're like, hey, I've heard of this word before. Or it sounds like this word, so it must mean this. I was actually surprised. Like, I wouldn't think it would be that easy to learn, but it's actually fairly easy to learn. But that's the thing, is when I say should, or what I should or shouldn't do, I should put more effort into Japanese, because it does take more effort to learn. A lot more effort. But I do consume a lot of Japanese media, so... Oh, actually, I buy a lot of products from Japan. I use two websites, Buyee, B-U-Y-E-E, and Joss, for buying through Japanese websites and having them shipped here.
Get on the train! Hurry!
Because of random obsessions I might get, like Dungeon Dice Monsters, or the Bandai Card-ass cards. God, I do really want to put effort in learning Japanese. I do try to practice a little bit every day, which I think a lot of that is part of it, is the little bits of effort, you know? That's the biggest thing. Is, you know, you don't have to be moving like a freight train. Come on. Oh god, I'm getting my ass kicked. Holy crap. Well, that's extremely annoying. Wow. How am I supposed to deal with that? Yikes. That's a big yikes. Got 2 more continues. I think sometimes that's part of it, is like learning it practically and just practicing.
Get on the train! Hurry!
5 minutes to
This game actually
destination.
isn't that long.
All personnel
Oh, look at that stream.
evacuate immediately. Repeat. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Should tell me, shouldn't it? I don't know. I'll check. I'll check later. But it's actually, this game isn't really that long, is it? Shotgun bullets? Cool. Okay, so instead of the grenade launcher, I should equip the shotgun. Another thing about Japanese I like to point out is that it's very cultural. Like I said, the thing about the different ways to refer to yourself, you know, that's things like that are important. The honorifics you use for people, you know, you don't want to use sama for the wrong person, you know. Same thing with the various ways to say thank you. It's crazy important that you use the right that you use the right honorifics and other things like that. So it's a very, I mean, again, every language is cultural, every dialect is cultural, 100%. But with Japanese specifically, what you say is important. I'll see, now it's the ending music, the guitar, right? Oh, the happy music playing. I can't believe they had me with those guys on the freaking walkway. It's like, really? You gonna do that to me? Is there one more fight? Or is this the end? Because, I mean, it's got the guitar music playing. I think there's also a path you can take where you meet the sewer janitor.
Get in the helicopter!
He looks very surprised to see me, apparently.
It's still alive!
Yeah. God, I don't have much at all, do I? Oh, I can combine it with these acid rounds. Lord. Gotta run around and try to avoid getting killed. Oh, Lord. Come on. Go on, get to moving. Ah, he's right there. Ah, I'm out of ammo. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Probably gonna use up another continue. Run. But stressful. It's stressful without healing items. Like, I got blue herbs, I got red herbs, but nothing else, really. Hope I didn't miss any, because if I missed any, and I'm making my own life harder, then I'm going to have to self-pity. I was essentially shooting wildly, but... Two shotgun shells. Do I have any more shotgun bullets? I do, thank God. God. I definitely won't survive another hit. Oh, man. I knew it was going to happen. And of course he teabags me. Jeez. I hope it starts at the fight. At the tyrant fight.
Get on the train! Hurry!
Really? Dang it.
5 minutes to detonation.
First off,
Personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat.
I am saving state.
Evacuate immediately.
I know typically, you know, you play the game and you wouldn't save state, but I'm totally saving state. I'm not. I'm not getting freaking annihilated. Thank you. Yeah. I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna run to the freaking train. Forget shooting these guys. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, I forgot about the shotgun shells over there. Whatever. It's fine. But again, I guess it's part of the survival horror, is you gotta make sure to preserve your shit, you know? Don't use up too much healing, don't use up too much ammo. Because that's one of the things with Resident... I bring it up about Resident Evil 2 all the time. Because this is an absolute fact. In Resident Evil 2, you can kill every single enemy in the game that you encounter and still have ammo left over. So, you really don't have to be too stingy with ammo. You can literally just kill everything you encounter and you'll be fine. So, it's not much... mostly the survival part of it is just not using up all your healing items. Again, I'm not criticizing the game in any way. It's perfectly fine. And the game, you know. But it's not something that you really realize. But you also kind of have to explore a little bit to get it. But
Get in the helicopter!
Resident Evil 3, I think, does it a little bit better by having the gunpowder. So you choose what extra ammo you want to have.
It's still alive!
If you use, of course, all the... Was it A? Gunpowder? Yeah, A. Gunpowder A. You can make an insane number of handgun rounds. Let's see. At least I'm starting from a better spot since I am at fun instead of caution. Oh, so I think if I step back when he swipes, I can dodge it that way. I can avoid it. So I'm gonna try that. Oh, time to run. Oh. This might actually work. I'm out of ammo, crap. Just run a little bit. There we go. That was effective. Jump. Oh, he is fast. Okay, next I have shotgun. Oh yeah. I wonder how much health he has. He jumps. He tricked me. There, he's gonna keep coming after me. Oh, there we go. Yes! Ha ha ha! Take that. So I guess it's the trick. Is when he jumps, you just keep moving back and you plug rounds into him. That's probably what I could have been doing with a lot of these enemies. Just stepping back and plugging rounds into them. Let their attacks miss. Oh no. Oh no, thank you. Yeah, can I run away? Nope. Thank you. So I might be able to use the same tactic on this one. Because I think it looks like he does the same thing. And I'm pretty sure I'm out of shotgun ammo. Yep. So I've only got my pistol now, so... Oh no! Oh, that was close. Oh no! How do I get out of that? Oh, I guess shoot him. Actually, should save state. I feel like I'm taking it like as slow as I can go. Like get 1 or 2 rounds out and then whoa, where'd he go? This guy's just jumping all around. Wrong handgun. Let's see. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Ouch! We definitely can't take another one of those. Oh no. Ah, come on. So I want to see what happens when I run out. It continues. Maybe it starts me back at an earlier point. Or it's just game over. In which case I'm just going to load save state. Oh, come on, game. Don't do that to me. So let's see what it allows me to do. Save the weapons you've attained. Huh. Interesting. Does it start me over? Okay to quit saving. I guess so. Whatever that means. So let's see, load game. Does it start me on a new game? If it starts me on a new game, I'm just going to reload the save because I'm going to beat the game, that's for sure. I'm not going to let continue stop me. So let's see. I'm very curious as to how this game works. Ah, okay. So, now that I've confirmed that.
Where am I?
Nope.
All personnel evacuate.
Yeah, definitely not. I'm gonna beat the game. I'll do the new game plus some other time. So then, since I can more reliably dodge the other one, I think I'll just, I won't use the powerful ammo on the first form. So you can see it has a lot in common with, like, Resident Evil 2. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Do your rolling thing. Didn't even get hit. Cool, cool, cool. In fact, what I should do here is I should save state so I can not have to do all that again. Alright. Ah, come on, get around that. Alright, settings, systems, save state. Badoo. Oh, no. Don't click out of the window. Get my mouse out of the way. So close. Yeah, I know. It's like, oof. But at least, again, and I normally wouldn't use save states, but since it says limited continues, it's like, oh, come on, guys.
Get in the helicopter!
Because it's the idea you collect up the weapons throughout the game, and then you take different paths, get different weapons. I'm sure it's something like that.
Still alive!
It feels really visceral. I think that's what... Ah, come on. Like, since I have limited health, it's like every hit feels like it has an effect. I don't know if that's... Oh. Damn. 2 hits. I ain't hitting nothing. Oh. Damn it. Okay. I have to be careful and just back up once before I start running. Because, it's got a little wonk. The movement of them is a little wonky in it. Like, even if it means I'm doing like one shot at a time, still, I'll do it anyway. Shit. hitbox of his attack is a little weird too. I just want to reload in the menu. It's a pretty effective method, actually, doing like a single shot and then running. Oh, damn. Got me on that one. So hope it just doesn't take up too much ammo. Because I don't want to like do it for like 6 hours. War of attrition. Since I've got a save state anyway. Yeah. Load state. Alright. Let's try it, try it. Yeah, it'd be one thing I guess, 'cause I don't know if hard mode has the enemies different or has less or more continues, I don't know. Easy mode might have infinite continues. Should look it up.
Get in the helicopter! It's still alive.
Gets those 2 swipes in. Shit. I'm being too risky now. Yeah, I'm curious too. There's one thing I will say about Resident Evil is that the first game had a very cinematic ending to it, where it's like, oh, it's all over, you know. Whereas at least most of the other games did something where it was like, you know, we're gonna get Umbrella or whatever. But then they never do. Which I've always found really funny, you know. You beat 2 or whatever, and he's like, and they're like, I gotta go get Chris, and Umbrella's gonna pay. And they do kind of the same thing, let's finish this. And then the same thing for Code Veronica. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm just getting killed here. Alright. Damn. I'm gonna try to beat him pistol only. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use the shotgun instead. It's just to make it faster, because I think I'm gonna burn myself out if I try to just blow away at him with the pistol. Because
Get in the helicopter!
let's see.
It's still alive.
They certainly make these guys tanky, that's for sure. Like, I mean, I know it's supposed to be like a final boss and all of it still. And I don't believe headshots are any more valuable than any other shots. Again, I could be wrong. This is one thing, I'm no expert on this game. I only know what I've learned from other like videos and stuff on the like basic information. I've never watched a playthrough of it either. I think I've seen AVGN's video on it, you know, and that's always like an overview anyway. I've never watched anything about nor played Dead Aim. In fact, I don't think I've even seen a single screen of the game. It's actually super obscure, I think, compared to this one at least. But I will definitely be playing it. The only Resident Evil games I'm not planning on playing is Gaiden for the Game Boy. One Gaiden is non-canon. I don't necessarily care that much about canonical games, but I don't know. I'm not too interested in playing Gaiden. And Outbreak File 2. Because those are made to be played online, although I did have someone else on Twitch invite me to playing it, because there's ways you can do multiplayer using emulators, and I might actually do it like that, because the game's intended to be played multiplayer, so why would I want to play it single player? I'm not gonna say it would be boring, but I don't think I'd be interested. I wouldn't be interested unless it was like multiplayer. And so if I can get other people to play with me, then I will totally play it. I just think it's like a completely different thing than like a single player game. I'm also not planning on playing Deadly Silence because it's just a port of I mean, it's just a port of a Resident Evil, except on the DS. I will be playing the remake of Resident Evil that's on the GameCube, though. Because, I mean, again, if I played ports, well, I could also play the Saturn port, I could play the, I could play ports all day long, you know. Just more of attrition them. Let's see. So now all I've got is these 2 flame rounds. Okay, now I gotta see if that chipped off enough health to be able to beat him with the handgun. I hope so. For the love of all that is holy. Nope. Danger crap. Damn it. Look something up real quick. I'm going to game facts. Evil Survivor. Guides. Because I will look up a walkthrough in a heartbeat. Guide and walkthrough. I'll go with this big one right here. Skip, skip, skip. What is all this? Oh, I could have fought an alligator, dang it. So yeah, the cougar does do more damage. Headshotting does actually matter. So that's something I might need to keep in mind. That's very important. Well, that guy didn't help because it doesn't talk about how much health this damn thing's got. Apparently, he can also block shots too. Huh. Okie dokie. Let's see. State. Ah, don't walk into the wall. Come on, buddy. Let's do this. Let's do this. When he gets close and is about to slash, take one step back and he'll miss. Keep shooting while you're doing this, and eventually he'll fall.
Get in the helicopter! It's still alive.
I don't think that strategy exactly works. Instead of shotgun, let's see. Yeah, I'll do the shotgun then. Jump! Alright, let me switch back to the pistol. I'm actually going to switch to this one. Even though it does less damage, I think it shoots faster. Shot him in the knee. That's his weak spot, you know. Can I skip this cutscene? This still have shotgun rounds. I still have all my grenade rounds. Alright. I'm pretty sure I have no more shotgun shells, right? Okay. Alright. Grenade gun. I think it's possible. Did that even hit him? One thing I saw, they said that if he jumps at you, that you can run under him. Yeah, these grenade rounds suck. Okay. They just hit the ground. They don't do anything. Damn. Well, that time sucked anyway. He's teabagging me. He really is. Alright, system. I'm gonna keep trying. Unlimited continues. Let's see. Let me see something. Let me try something. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okie dokie, that doesn't help. There's not that much information on it. Not anything specific. So I just had to basically keep like playing dodge and like just constantly trying to dodge his moves. Stepping back does seem to work well for the first form at least. The problem is that, you know, when he moves a little bit and the cursor's no longer aimed at him.
It's still alive.
See, sometimes does weird things like that. See, that's a pretty effective strategy. So far, so definitely try to so definitely if I can beat him using just the handgun, that'll be good. I'm trying to remember what game was I playing the other day. Not the other day, but I need to, when I play Resident Evil 4, what I should do this time is I should play it on professional. Because one downside about the game, Resident Evil 4, is that on normal difficulty, the AI rubber bands. So if you die a lot, it gets easier. And I don't like it when a game gets easier when I die a lot. Because it's like, well, I'm not really learning how to play the game, am I? You're just tweaking it till I can beat it. And to me, that's not the same thing. Like, now granted, if the game is unfair, I want it to be fair. But also at the same time, it's like, yeah, I kind of need to learn how to play the game. I mean, again, I played, being a child of the 80s, and I played lots of games in the 90s where the answer was either get good or put down the game. And there were quite a few games I put down because I couldn't get good. Or use cheat codes. Like, what was it? I actually tried to use cheat codes with... I used cheat codes with Fear Effect, actually. I was bad at that game. Admittedly. I was actually able to beat it, surprisingly. Because once I got to the hell part, I stupidly didn't realize that you could get more ammo by burning the ammo. Because they give you paper ammo and... according to the game, in Chinese culture, if you burn something, it sends it to hell or whatever. And so, I didn't realize that that's actually what you did with the paper ammo and stuff. So I had, like, barely any ammo. Like a dingus. I didn't learn that until years later, and I was like, what? Wow, this is actually going really well. So yeah, this might actually be it. I don't want to prematurely celebrate. God, I've put like 30 fucking rounds in this guy. Like, how much extra damage does a shotgun do? Yeah, I'll say that is one thing that is probably a design issue with a game like this, is that the pistol does so little damage that I'm sitting here plugging away at them, and it takes this long versus, like, what, 10 shotgun shells? It's like, Again, I'll be fair, and the logic may have been, well, since it's infinite ammo, it doesn't need to be super high damaging, but also at the same time, it's like, yeah, it shouldn't be so weak that it's useless, since it is, the weapon. I'm gonna empty one more magazine after this, and then if it doesn't kill him, then I'm gonna switch to shotgun. See, I just messed up there. I was supposed to shoot him. I'm getting a little buggy now. God, I've been at this last section for quite a while. This thing has got to die soon. Look, I'll admit, shotguns are significantly more powerful. A 12 gauge shotgun is significantly more powerful than a handgun. That being said, not by this much. You plug 200 rounds of any handgun ammo into something, and the only thing that possibly won't die is if you... There we fucking go. is if it's like 200 rounds of 22 into a Grizzly. That's something that you need a high-powered rifle for. High-powered, at least a semi-automatic rifle. Other than that, you just need to hope that it decides to leave you alone. So if you're hoping to have a knife fight with it, Alright. Let's see if we can do this. I took no damage. Don't know if he's like blocking them or what. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save state. Now that's making it a little bit more wonky because I'm saving state in between parts of a fight, but whatever. The first part was perfect, so I don't need to. There we go. Okay, got it. I think he's also blocking my shots, but I think if you do it right, you can't block it. There we go. Okay, with this I can actually utilize the grenade launcher. There we go. At least he's getting damaged by it, I believe. I don't want to think he's just straight up blocking my shots. That's a... What? Where'd he go? Shoot, that was close. Okay, I'm gonna caution now. Alright. I'm just gonna equip this handgun. Give myself room to turn around. Oh, God. I'm Danger Puck. I started to run too soon. Super nervous. I'm super freaking nervous. Just want to plug rounds into him. Like, try to win a war of attrition. But I don't think that's a great idea. Oh, yes! Finally did it. Jesus Christ. At least I didn't have to reload from my mid-save, or whatever you want to call it. But I think there's one more, and I got a rocket launcher his ass. Jeez. That was stressful, actually. I shouldn't have wasted my magnum rounds on the first tyrant plane. Again, I didn't know, so that's what comes with playing the game for the first time.
10 seconds to detonation. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's to save the kids. I don't know if you can save the other guy, but... Everything got to explode. It's just everything's got a detonation sequence.
We're safe.
What was that? There's a cat outside.
Get down!
As implausible as that is, that's actually a cool way to kill a tyrant. I will say that. Jesus Christ, I think cats outside are fighting.
What are we gonna do, mister?
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, but don't worry. We can fly as long as we have fuel.
There we go. That was Resident Evil Survivor. Actually, I would say it's not as bad as I've heard in the past. Of course, saying that it's an absolute travesty. But let's also not forget that fans in general don't like things that are different. Like, it could be a little different, that's fine, but like things that are vastly different. Because typically it's like, well, I like this series because the way it is. When you change everything about it, you know, it's a different series. Which, you know, that's a fair point, right? Like, I wouldn't want to watch a Sonic the Hedgehog, I wouldn't want to play a Sonic the Hedgehog game where I play, oh, I don't know, a dragon. I wouldn't want to play Spyro if I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog game. I'd be like, this is not Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, so it's like, it's a good game, it's a bad Sonic game, but it's a good game, right? So I'd say it like this. Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a good game. I think it's not horrible, but there's probably a lot of things about it that could have been improved, that's for sure. But the translation is rough, the voice acting is terrible, and the storyline is really lacking. Granted, I think the idea is you are supposed to play through it multiple times to get the different paths and to see different parts of the story. Oof, that final boss though. Holy crap. That pistol does not do enough damage for that final boss. It really doesn't. Like, I think overall it's pretty it's pretty fun and it's worth the experience. I would say that. Like the bad story and dialogue, I mean, it's Resident Evil. You know, we're not, I mean, even when you got as far as 4, you had goofy ass dialogue when he's like, your right hand comes off? You're a small time Sadler. And you're like, that's your best comeback, Leon? Okay. But, you know, we're not sitting here writing a 6-page report about how the dialogue is so horrible. So, you know, it's not something I would hate for it, you know. Like, now if this was in a Silent Hill game, I might be like, oh, you guys are doing a little horrible. But it's a Resident Evil game. I expect there to be something that makes you cringe a little bit, at least. You know, even with 3, with it's a much better story and dialogue. You still have stuff where Carlos was like, all the ladies love my accent. And you're like, geez, Carlos. Time and place, buddy. And my controller split. Crap. It's because I'm missing one of the bolts in it. So I've had to take it apart a couple times. Yes, I would. I wonder what kind of mods they make for a game like this. I'm sure they do. Like, overall, like I said, I would say I enjoyed the experience. It's just that final boss was kind of a struggle, though. But overall, it's not like the game is like... I mean, and I played it in normal difficulty. Option. So I want to take a look at loading the game real quick before I leave. Because I gotta go to bed soon. Yeah, and like I do like the idea of the different branching paths. And even without the gun con, it's still not really that bad. It gives you the ability to like pretty much essentially auto aim with the L1 button. So it's not like I just keep forgetting to do it, to be honest. So the Tyrant fight actually required me to learn how to actually properly play the game. And again, it's got all the same staples as a Resident Evil game.
Where?
So let's see. Awesome. So yeah, it lets me keep all my weapons. That is freaking awesome. Thank you so much for the follow, man. I had to adjust it a little bit because it was actually too small before, but that's awesome. Yeah, because I'm going to be continuing the Resident Evil games. I'd been playing Resident Evil 3 randomizers because I decided to try one, and that's actually so fun that I'm like, yeah, I should keep doing it. But I was like, yeah, I need to finally get to Survivor.
You look familiar, but... but I just can't remember.
But I do like how like the final bad guy of the game is like already dead. Or not the final bad guy, but you know, the old Vincent.
I know that this was no way for anyone to die.
So I don't actually have to, you know, fight him or deal with him or anything.
What?
I'm gonna take my controller apart or something. Yeah, see, overall it makes it just as easy to use the L1 button. So now I can do all that. See, like, what happens if I come all the way down here? So yeah, you see it's got different branching paths, and I know for a fact that they give you different scenes and stuff like that. I don't know if they give you access to... What's with the music? How exciting this music is. Jeez. I'm not gonna play a whole new playthrough, I'm just gonna... Come on. Yeah, so see, I'm holding L1 and it just auto shifts to the new, It does have a little bit of a delay, so... Come on. So it's definitely not perfect, but... Very interesting. I may play through it again at a later date, but hey. Knowing that L1 trick will probably make certain enemies a little bit easier. But it does have a teensy bit of a delay. Wait, what do you say? An old movie screen hung here. So yeah, and But in the end, that's basically Resident Evil Survivor. You know, it didn't do too well, and again, it was blasted by critics when it came out for not being like other Resident Evil games. And again, I can see it's definitely not its finest, but it's definitely not meant to be a main game either. It's meant to be a side game, and so if you treat it like that, like a side game, like a spin-off, you know, it actually makes it not bad. You know, it's not amazing or anything, but hey, if you want a different experience, you know, I'd recommend it. You know, of course, you can always emulate it. I can't recommend getting the ROMs of games you don't own. I don't know how easy it is to buy the game. Of course, what people do in their personal lives is none of my business, right? But it's worth at least trying out, you know, because again, it's a different experience. It's pretty fun. And plus, hey, if you want to look at it one way, you can consider it the prototype to eventually having Resident Evil 7 being in first person, you know. And I mean, it's a novel concept for sure. And again, I played on normal difficulty. Of course, you can play it on easy, and I don't know if that alters your options in the game. It may not even alter the ending. I would hope it wouldn't anyway, because I think games that do that are kind of jerks. Unless the game itself is intended to be incredibly hard, then that's a different one. Like games that make fun of you for playing on easy mode. But like I said, it's definitely, I'll say it like this, it's definitely worth the playthrough, that's for sure. But so it also keeps the files too. That's really cool. You know, and of course, if you guys want to see me continue playing on, the next game I'm going to play is going to be Resident Evil Code Veronica. I will be playing the Code Veronica X version because it has more scenes in it. So it's a little bit more content, like more wet stuff with Wesker, which of course, you know, Wesker's always badass anyway. So getting it, like I said, I'm going to be playing the Code Veronica X version, Again, it's the version that I had for many years because I didn't have the original Code Veronica even when I had a Dreamcast. And then after that is when I'm going to go to either Resident Evil 4 after that or doing Dead Aim, because Dead Aim came out on the PlayStation 2, but I have to check. I'm pretty much doing it in release order, but not exactly. Because I think Code Veronica X came out. Well, either way. That's neither here nor there. So yeah, Code Veronica X is next. I've got once I get a little bit further, once I get past 4, I'm gonna start getting wonky on a lot of the side games. Because again, there's things like Dark Side Chronicles, Umbrella. There's a bunch of random games that came out. I'll have to play through the original Revelations, which I've played about an hour of, but nothing more. And I've played all the way through Revelations 2. So basically, once we get past 4, we're going to get into the territory where of a bunch of games I've never played all the way through to the end. So that's, of course, going to be fun, because it's going to be a lot more of a feeling around to try to figure out exactly what the hell I'm doing. Oh, man. All right. I have to avoid like going on for eternity, as I am one to do. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, just tune in next time. You have a good night. Bye-bye.